Hey, music lovers of the world, how are you doing? Okay, I'm playing another Forrest Fang CD while I do this video. And it should be a shorter video than the one that I did last night, which was for 10cc, my 10cc vinyl collection, because what I'm doing today is my 10cc CD collection, and I'm going to include a few unofficial CDs that I burned for myself, of material that I found that is so rare I had to dig it around to find it. And in fact, one of the first ones that I'm going to show you is some pre-10cc tracks, early tracks that were, well, some of which were found on the Marmalade label. And let me open this up because my OCD always dictates that I make these little booklets. And here's the booklet I made for it. They're not all on Marmalade, but a good portion of them are. And here, I'm going to hold this up for you. Here's the tracks. Okay, Seeing Things Green. These are freaking old tracks. Seeing Things Green, Easy Life, The Late Mr. Late, To Fly Away, I'm Beside Myself, Animal Song, Chaplain House, and Man from Nazareth. 8 tracks. Okay. Here's the information in the booklet about these tracks. And now I'm just going to go ahead and read this information to you. Seeing Things Green was actually credited to Yellow Bellow Room Boom. Same with Easy Life. And those are both Godly Cream tracks, okay? The Late Mr. Late, To Fly Away, I'm Beside Myself, and Animal Song were all credited to Frab Joy and Runcible Spoon. That's by, oh, let's see, Godly and Cream was, actually Graham Gouldman was The Late Mr. Late. He's credited for writing that. And then To Fly Away is Godly. And then I'm Beside Myself and Animal Song was Godly Cream. But they're all credited to Frab Joy and Runcible Spoon. All right? I just put it up there so you can go back and look at how you spell that. And then Chaplain House, credited by Dave, it's credited to Dave Barry, but written by Godly Cream. And The Man from Nazareth, John Paul Jones. It's a different John Paul Jones. Jones is spelled Joans. So it's not the guy from Zeppelin. It's not the bass player from Zeppelin. And that's credited to Godly Cream. And Seeing Things Green and Easy Life, it's an early UK single from 1967. Tracks 3 and 4, that's The Late Mr. Late and To Fly Away. That's on the UK LP compilation 100 Proof, Marmalade Records, 1969. There it is right there. If you look at that, you can see the track listing, and it's in there. There's all kinds of cool stuff in there. I would like to have that album. I don't own that album, but I would like to get it. It probably costs a lot of money today. Then tracks 5 and 6, I'm Beside Myself and Animal Song. That's another early single. That was, released in the UK in 1969. Same with the 100 Proof, Marmalade Records. That was in 1969 as well. And then track 7, which is Chaplain House by Dave Barry. That was a UK single on Decca Records, issued in October 1970. And track 8 was The Man from Nazareth. That was on RAK Records, another UK single in 1970. So these 8 tracks, I just happen to I get my hands on these books that have all kinds of cool information about these old tracks, and I start digging around trying to find them. Trying to find, records that are being sold on eBay or wherever. And then when I can't find them, I get frustrated. So I was looking around on YouTube and found these 8 tracks on YouTube. So I just went ahead and burned me a copy of this. I wasn't selling it to anybody. I wasn't giving, didn't even give them away. I don't think. If I did, I did not sell them. I maybe gave it away. But I couldn't get these other way, so I just went and downloaded them and burned them to CDR. And that's what you see here is a CDR copy. So anyway, that explains those 8 early 10cc related tracks. And Godly and Cream wrote most of them, but I forgot that Graham Gouldman actually was involved and he wrote one of them. So, and it's a shame that you can't get these anymore. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you another CD. This is a regular CD release, and this is Strawberry Bubblegum, and it's a collection of pre-10cc Strawberry Studio recordings from 1969 through 72. I don't believe any of those 8 tracks that I burned to CDR are available on here, but I found this and I ordered it. This was several years ago. This was released in 2003. I think I maybe scored it a year later or something. And check out this collection of tracks. I'm going to hold this up so you guys can read it if you want. I hope you can see it. Come on, focus, you dog. Can you read it? All right. If you can't read it, if you can't freeze it and read it, just Google this. Check out Discogs. You'll find out who's on this. And Umbapo is one of the artists listed. All right, I think Umbapo might be actually includes some of the guys from 10cc, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I rarely listen to this, I'll be honest. I would listen to that 8-track CDR that I burned a bunch of times, and I really enjoy it. I get a kick out of it, maybe because I was able to dig up those tracks myself. I did some legwork and found them. But anyway, I do have this, and I have to admit I don't play it. Usually when I go to 10cc, I end up picking up either Hot Legs or a 10cc album and playing them. And I have to admit, recently I've been playing a lot of the later material, which 10cc fans tend not to check out. I actually really like the last, well, maybe not Mirror Mirror so much, but and I probably will be playing that soon. But I do like Windows in the Jungle, and I like Meanwhile. I think those are great, and I think 10 out of 10. Both of the LPs that I have, the UK pressing and the American pressing, I really enjoy that. But if you get the Japanese release, then you'll get all those tracks. You'll see that later. So here's the first version of Hot Legs I scored. Thinks School Stinks. See, I got this title right. And this has Neanderthal Man, How Many Times, Desperate Dan, Take Me Back, Whoa, Sweet F.A., which is in 3 movements. It's it's nearly 13 minutes long. And it's very cool. Fly Away, Run Baby Run, and All God's Children. These are all the tracks on here. Um, here's that CD. All right, there's the disc itself. Now, why are there two discs in here? Well, because in all my digging around, for information about 10cc tracks. Let's see. Oh, for crying out loud. For those of you who checked out my vinyl collection, I showed you this. It says only 13 tracks. This has 9 tracks, okay? This has 13 tracks. This is a 1976 compilation album that was released in England. And I got this album, but before I even found this album, I found a cassette tape of this. And the cassette tape played beautifully. And this was probably about 12, maybe 14 years ago. When I got my hands on that cassette, I burned a CDR. I burned it all to CDR on this CDR right here, this disc right here you're looking at. And what I found is that the mixes on this album are very different, okay? And quite frankly, I prefer the mixes on that album, all right? There's one other thing that I did, which was I took a video version of Neanderthal Man, which was just is a slightly different mix, and it went on for like a couple of seconds longer. And so what did I do? This is from the Donna DVD. I did a video version with a hard ending instead of a fade out. I included that on this CDR. Then I burned all the other tracks from that cassette tape to CDR. And so I have 13 different tracks. I don't think this was ever released on CDR. I don't think these mixes exist on a digital format, only on cassette tape and on this LP. So I have a copy of all that junk on on a CDR that I keep with this thing. And here, if you want, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna drop this. Ooh, fuck. That's loose. Anyway, here's all the information. If you can read that. Just try to freeze it and read it. All the timestamps and everything else. And there you go. I just screwed it up. There it goes. All right, anyway, enough about this. Years later, this thing came out. This is another compilation of all the Hot Legs material, and it includes all those other single tracks. Oh, all the single tracks. Let me tell you what they are. Oh yeah, How Many Times, Desperate Dan, Take Me Back. Those are extended tracks from this album. They're all slightly extended, and the mixes are different. Wow. How Many Times on this album, it's like 30 seconds longer. Track 3 has a strange vocal intro, and track 4 doesn't fade at the end. So Desperate Dan has a strange vocal intro. I remember he goes, or something like that. And then Take Me Back, it doesn't have a fade at the end. All of them are remixed. And then the non-album single A-sides and B-sides are You Didn't Like It Because You Didn't Think of It. That's the B-side of Neanderthal Man. And then there's a song called Today. There's Lady Sadie. That's one of the B-sides. I got that right yesterday. And the last song, the last B-side is The Loser. All right, so. And now this thing's semi-hosed up, but I'll fix it. I'm not worried about that. Now, what I noticed about this, I was kind of hoping that the mixes on here would be the same as this. They are not. I think they're a little bit different, but they're not like this. So, and this has two versions of Neanderthal Man. It's got, the very last track is supposed to be the alternative US mix. I never compared that to anything else. I didn't even bother worrying about that. So, but anyway, it looks like most of those tracks, it looks like you got 3 different versions of Hot Legs material because of this album. And I do have to admit, the versions on here, because they're maybe extended or they have funky intros, it's like almost like they just added, they just included more of the master tape material on the tracks on here. So I like that. That's the kind of thing I kind of really dig that stuff. All right, so, okay, this is bullshit. I'm not gonna worry about that. Hey, here we go. What you have on here is 2 classic albums by 10cc. This is one of the earlier CDs that I picked up. And it's got the very first 2 albums. And it's got the bonus track, Waterfall. All right, so this thing's packed almost 80 minutes long because it's got both of the first 2 albums on it. There's the disc if you want to look at it. Okay. All right. And this is DCC compact discs. Then I got a compilation, 10cc, the early years. And what this has is it's got some tracks from both their first 2 albums, but then it has the last 5 songs are all B-sides from their singles. All right, so if you want to really get a good look at it, the early years, here's the track listing. Can you see it? It sure, yeah, I think you can probably see that. And those last 5 from track 10 through 14, those are all B-sides. All right. Gizmo My Way, Silly Love, The Sacroiliac, The Worst Band in the World. Wait a minute. I take that back. That's not true. You know what it is? You know what these are? Oh man, I am so wrong. What it is every other track is a B-side. But some of them are album tracks. Because Sacroiliac is an album track. I'm pretty sure it is. And 18 Karat Man of Means, I thought that was too. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm some expert. I am. I'm on 10cc. But I do like the band. That's why I bought all this crap. Anyway, this has a lot of, I think it's got all the B-sides. And then it's got some It's just got some album tracks from the first two albums. But I was wrong about the last 5 tracks. It's every other track is a B-side. Duh. My apologies for my sloppiness. Okay, this is another something that's not really worthy of sharing. This is this is something that came out about 2000, 2001. UK, the complete recordings, and this has the first 2 albums. It's a 2 CD set. UK Records obviously put this out. This is pretty nice, man. Look at the artwork in the booklet. So you got all kinds of singles there. Wow, I have to check out if any of my singles. Yeah, I actually see a couple right off the bat. Worst band in the world, right there. I have that one. I showed that yesterday. I have to look through here and see what I have and what they have and compare. But anyway, the very first 2 albums are on here, and then they included all the associated B-sides from each album, and there are a few alternate mixes. Shoot, the worst band in the world. There's 2 different lyrics for the worst band in the world, because they have an alternate take, lyric 2, issued only as a radio DJ copy in England and in Belgium. Go figure. Belgium makes their way in here. Ain't that something? All right. Anyway, this is cool because it's got all kinds of, it's got the first 2 albums. It's got all the B-sides, and then it's got a couple of oddities in there that, like DJ mixes, like I said, that wouldn't even think about getting. So I'll be honest, I don't usually listen to this, but I'm going to have to pull this out and crank it up. I have it. I don't know why I don't listen to it. Now we're getting to the classics. And what I have here is an old Mercury Polygram release of the album. They remastered all their albums and they included all the B-sides. And I don't think I got any of those. I just didn't bother to get them. And I'll show you why in a little bit. But I have this, of course, Mercury Records. I don't think the booklet has, the booklet actually, you know what? These are pretty nice booklets because it does have all the lyrics. Got this nice picture of these guys, and it's got all the lyrics. And I think that's probably why I didn't bother to buy the remasters that came out with the B-sides, because these have the booklets, and these are actually well-made CDs. They sound good. Mercury Polygram, how dare you? Yep, another nice booklet. Look, it's even got this great middle photograph, like I showed that yesterday. That's inside the Gatefold album. And it's got all the words. So these were pretty nice packages. Mercury Polygram. Deceptive Bends. Good sound too. Here's their live album, Mercury. Live and Let Live, live, love. All right, domestic pressing. on Mercury Records. Aha! Oh, now it gets confusing. Yeah, this, I think this is a German pressing. You know what? This might have been this might be a German pressing too. Check out the booklet. Whoops. Well, the booklet's nice, but it's a live album. It's not going to have the lyrics in it, for God's sakes. But this does have some credits. It's got credits for the entire stage crew, the lighting guys, the driver, Mike Brown. Mike Brown, thanks for driving. I mean, this is amazing. All right. This is a nice booklet because it does have the inner sleeve artwork, including the diagrams, and it's all in color. It's not even in black and white. So, well, maybe it's not all the artwork, but it's got some key components in there. And it does have this nice little photograph of the band right there. So this is a good CD. And for whatever reason, back in the 90s, I ended up picking up a Japanese copy of this record. Huh. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 tracks, 12 tracks. There isn't even any extra tracks on here, but I did pick it up. Japanese pressings tend to be nicer pressings. They tend to be. I guess that's what I was thinking. Then I picked up A Decade of Hits. I picked this this CD up. It's just a compilation because it's got Dreadlock Holiday on it, and the version of Dreadlock Holiday is the single version. So when I was looking for a longer version of Dreadlock Holiday, it's got the intro is just a little bit longer. That's all it is, man. But I had to have it, and it's on this compilation right here. I do remember that very specifically. I got this for that one track. So, and then it's got a couple of live tracks: the Wall Street Shuffle Live and Art for Art's Sake Live. So, and this is on Mercury Records, but it's marketed in Australasia by Polygram, made in Australia. It's an Australian import. I do remember it not costing very much, so thank you, Australia. Here we go again. This is a Japanese import, as you can see. See that? And this has, I believe that this is the British track listing. I think it is. You know what? Let's find out. Pull out the American version because the tracks are right on the back. Don't ask. Overdraft. Yep, right off the bat, I can tell. This is the British lineup. This is not the American lineup. All right? So now you know. All right? Japan's going to come back on that album. I'll show you in a minute. Here is Are You Normal? And of course, this is the Japanese release. Again. Oh, excuse me. And it's this music. It's making me relax. But Are You Normal? Here's the Japanese pressing of Are You Normal, and I picked this up because I couldn't find an American copy of this. Here again, a Japanese pressing of Windows in the Jungle. It was not available in America. I don't believe this was ever released in America. So I got this. But then in Japan they released Are You Normal? And they also released this. And this is loaded with bonus material. Lots of bonus stuff. What's on it, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. This should actually be on the outside. When I moved to where I live now, I took all my Japanese releases and I took all these little OBIs strips and I put them on the outside. I guess this one apparently I missed this one. All right, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this out. Oh, look, see? This is just what like the inner sleeve looks like. And in fact, as a matter of fact, you could put the CD in here if you wanted to, but why bother when they give you that nice little like rice paper or whatever that thing is in here. Here's the Japanese insert. Here's the disc itself. Let's pull it out. Mercury Records. Isn't that beautiful? Good Lord, I love it. I do. I love these guys, and I love their stuff, and I like Mercury Records. I even like this little label. But on this mini LP release, here's the track listing. I'm going to read it right down what the order of the track listing is here. And there's actually 17 tracks because there are a couple of alternate mixes. Okay, so starting right from the beginning, it's Don't Ask, Overdraft and Overdrive, Don't Turn Me Away, Memories, No Tell Hotel, Les Nouveaux Riches. I know I'm saying that stupidly. Action Man in a Motown Suit, Listen with Your Eyes, Lying Here with You, and then Survivor. The bonus tracks are The Power of Love, Memories, the US mix. That's a great little tune, man. We've Heard It All Before, Tomorrow's World Today, Runaway, Les Nouveaux Riches single mix. Okay, so the single mix is slightly different. And You're Coming Home Again. So that's what's on here. 17 different tracks. I think I'll put this in here since it fits. Okay. And so I had to score this. This was just perfect for me. It was like they thought, what am I going to get for Gary to buy? What do we need to do to get him to buy this album? Again, another Japanese import. Well, this worked. Absolutely worked. So let's put it back in here with the OBI strip on the outside, and we'll slip it in here and put it away over here. Oh, so what did they do to me? They suckered me again. They suckered me right back in because this came out. Now, this is just cool because it has the little window cutouts, the windows in the jungle cutouts. I'm just going to pull it out this way. Yeah. All right, so it's got the die cut sleeve. You could see it very easily by just me squeezing it a little bit this way. And that gorgeous inner sleeve that's just so busy you could spend hours looking at it and not see the same thing twice. And it has some really great extra tracks. I'm going to go ahead and read down the list again. 24 Hours, Feel the Love. It's got in parentheses Uma Chasuma. I can't even say it. Yes, I Am, Americana Panorama, City Lights, Food for Thought. I like Food for Thought. It's kind of a goofy pop song, but I like it. Working Girls, I like that too. And then Taxi Taxi. And Taxi Taxi has a great ending that reprises the 24 Hours. So it's really almost kind of like, maybe it's supposed to be kind of like a concept album, but maybe it's not. I don't know. And then now the bonus tracks on this Japanese pressing are 24 Hours radio edit. Okay, Dreadlock Holiday live, I'm Not in Love live. Those are the two B-sides that were on the 10-inch single of 24 Hours. Feel the Love radio edit. She Gives Me Pain, another B-side. Food for Thought radio edit. And The Secret Life of Henry, that's another B-side. But there's one thing that's not on here that drove me crazy. What could that be? I'll tell you in a second. Oh, here. Let's put this away the right way so that my little insert works properly, because it's so cool. Put this in here like this. And what's the song that they got listed? It's Taxi, what is it? 24 Hours. Haha, of course. Probably it's one of the, I'm not going to say it's one of their best songs, but it's one of my favorite songs by this band, 24 Hours. It's a mini masterpiece. I love it. And I love Steve Gadd's drumming on it. It's just really good. So, if you never heard it, just look it up. I'm sure it's online somewhere. I'm sure it must be on YouTube. All right. Well, what is this, you may ask? This is the great box. This is the XTC, this is the Japanese box set. Did I say XTC? Of 10cc. This is the Japanese box set of 10cc, and it's called The Great Box. This was released 92, 93, sometime around then. I was living in Richmond, Virginia. I remember it well. And I was looking online somewhere. I mean, not online. You couldn't do that back then. Well, maybe you could, but I wasn't doing that. But I was looking in a magazine, one of my record collector magazines, and I found this box set. Somebody was selling this. I think it was a outlet called Pandora's Box, and it just happened to be some lady, I think. She got her hands on some stuff. She got her hands on this, and I paid a lot of money for it. Like $89 or something for it. And it's this amazing compilation. It comes with this little, these guys, the Japanese with their OBIs. Look at this, how extravagant this is. But look at the care that I took of it. All right, maybe it's a little bit discolored on the outside here. Yeah, maybe a little discolored here, but if that's the only thing wrong with it, it's pretty damn amazing. And it came with 4 CDs and this beautiful booklet that tells you about all the CDs that are in here. And what's great about this book is that it has key tracks from all their albums, but it also has all the non-LP B-sides and maybe some A-sides. All right, up to Windows in the Jungle, which is why I put that box set right there. It does not have, it does not have stuff from, oh yeah, let's see. Yeah, this doesn't, actually what I should do is put this, yeah. This does have a couple of tracks from Windows in the Jungle. Of course it does, you schmo. You know what it has? It has, yeah, it even shows Windows in the Jungle. It's got all these, the illustrations of all their albums right here. Okay, so, but you know what this has? This has 24 hours. And what it has is the single mix, because the album mix of 24 hours has all kinds of city sounds and stuff, and then you hear the song come in, and you can hear cars beeping, meep, meep, and all kinds of noise, you know, people walking around on the streets and talking and just bustling around. And then now that sounds fades out while the song is already in progress. And that 10-inch single that I have over there, there's no street sounds to obscure the song. It just comes in. The drum beat comes in and the music starts. The whole song plays and then it fades out and it's beautiful. Now, what was so frustrating about this was they included the radio edit. Why would you do that when you have the whole single on that 10-inch record? It's available. It was released that way without the obscure traffic noises. So why not put the whole thing on here? They had the room. There's plenty of room on this disc for that. But they included the radio edit. So I don't know who put this together in Japan, but you messed up. That was the only thing you messed up. All right. This booklet is beautiful, and it talks about, I mean, there's huge essays in here that I can't read because I can't read Japanese, but it does have an English. It lists all the songs on each disc and the credits, and that's freaking beautiful. And it's got all the B-sides right up to the Windows in the Jungle, and the only B-side not on here is The Secret Life of Henry. Okay, and that's why when I finally got a hold of that single, that single from Holland, that I guess I can call it a Dutch single, I don't know, but anyway, when I got my hands on that single, I was really, really excited about it. Oh, I can't put this in here like this, can I? So, and here are all the CDs. Okay, this is disc 1, disc 2, There's 3, Bloody Tourists, and disc 4. All the discs look basically the same. They got that blue and silver design with the numbers. Okay, that's all. So there's nothing really else to show you here. But look it up on Discogs. What a great box set this thing is. It's fantastic, and it was worth every penny. And it came with this postcard. I didn't send it in because I don't know what the heck am I gonna do with this. So I just keep it with the box. But anyway, here's the great box from Japan. And this is just some notes that I put together about singles. You know what? Let me keep that out. That might come in handy while I'm yapping, just sitting here yapping about all this stuff. And I'll try to put this in this bag. This bag is, I couldn't find anything that would fit this box set other than this original wrapper that it came in. So, and oh, for God's sake. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it over here for now. This wrapper's going to stay there, and I'll take care of that later because we're running out of time. I want to keep it under an hour if I can. Here's Meanwhile. Again, it's Japanese release. It does not have any extra tracks. It only has those 10 tracks that are on the original album. But I had to get this. And then, of course, I got this. And I got this. And these are 2 British CD singles. And they have, here, this one has Woman in Love and Man with a Mission. Man with a Mission's a B-side that's not on the record. This has Welcome to Paradise. And then it's got 2 B-sides, Don't and Lost in Love. Lost in Love is not available on vinyl as far as I know. I thought that they would put out 2 12-inch singles. Did not happen. Only 2 7-inch singles. So I got my hands on the 2 7-inch singles that are available. But Lost in Love is a B-side only on this CD single, or there might be some other CD singles out there. But anyway, these 2 British CD singles are what I scored to get those songs, those 3 additional songs. All right. Then here's 10cc Live. I put this, when was this recorded? I think it was 1993. And I think that's why I put it after Meanwhile in the 2 CD singles, because that came out in 92, if I remember correctly. Obviously, I might not remember correctly. I got a few things wrong already, right? I tried to correct them real quick. But anyway, this was, recorded live in Tokyo, Japan, at Miel Park Hall, March 22nd, 1993, and the Gotanda U-Port Hall in March 24th. So they were 2 days apart. But all the tracks come from those 2 shows. All right. Oh, you want to see this? Do I really have to? Here, look at this. All right, here's the, all right, beautiful. Here, you want to read it? Read it. Read it and weep. And then there's this. All right. Anyway, what songs did they do? This is called 10cc Alive. What songs did they do in 1993 in Japan? They did the Wall Street Shuffle, I'm Mandy Fly Me, Good Morning Judge, Welcome to Paradise, there you go. Things We Do for Love, Cross the Universe they did. I've been working on that one myself recently. Try to post it. Art for Art's Sake. Wow, 7.5-minute version of Art for Art's Sake. They did Feel the Benefit, about 14 minutes long, how nice. Dreadlock Holiday, I'm Not in Love, and the Bullets medley. So they only did, it looks like they only did one song from the new album, Welcome to Paradise. And then Alive in Japan. This came out in 2002. I'm pretty sure that this is a different bunch of music. It's not from those shows. I'm pretty sure of that. Otherwise, why would I have bought this? Not only that, there's 2 CDs. Okay, but I'm not finding. I thought they might just have it. You know, I'm gonna have to dig around in the booklet for it, right? Of course. Let's see here. Oh. Holy shit. It looks like these are all tracks from those same 2 shows. It looks like maybe well, let's see here. Wall Street Shuffle. Let's take a look real quick. God, doggone it. Wall Street Shuffle, I'm Mandy Fly Me. Good Morning Judge. Oh, the times are all different. Welcome to Paradise. Things We Do for Love. Across the Universe. The Stars Didn't Show. Art for Art's Sake. Paperback Writer. Not on here, but it's on here. And Shine a Light in the Dark. That might be from the new album. Stuart Goldman wrote it. Then Feel the Benefit. Dreadlock Holiday, I'm Not in Love. The Bullets medley. And then the very last song on here is called Slow Down. That's not on here either. So there are like 2 or 3, 4 tracks. Apparently, these are from the same shows, but you get more material on this 2 CD set than you do on here. This all fits on one disc. I guess what they did was they put that out because it all fits on one disc, and they didn't want to risk putting out a 2-disc set because they were too cheap. Somebody was too cheap. Who was that somebody? Cargo Records. Ah, shit. I don't know who that is. Anyway, this is the one to go for, and not this one. Get this one if you want everything. Okay? All right? All right. And now, this came out, and I picked this up. This is the American release. One thing I like about the American release is the disc, because there's a little bit more artwork on the disc. All right? But this American release, there's only 10 tracks on here. Me getting snoopy and poking around, I found out that the Japanese release here has 15 tracks. All right. You know what, I'm not even going to go into which tracks are not on the American release. Just look it up on Discogs if you really, really want to know. I'm just showing you what I have. Shit. But I did want to pull this out, and I'll tell you why. I just thought it would be fun, man, to show you that the artwork on the Japanese release, you know, come on, man. You couldn't fill in that little hole there with some stuff, you know? So anyway, but Mirror Mirror, this is the last thing they put out. I would love to get my hands on a vinyl copy of this because I don't have that. And it is a 2-record set, and it's got custom labels, custom inner sleeves with all the lyrics. That would be nice. Way back when it came out in '95, I was already into CDs. So, and I wasn't buying so many LPs. I was like, wow, CDs are so quiet. They're beautiful. I love them. And I do. But I have to admit, man, the artwork on these records behind me, I absolutely love all those big album covers, especially with the Hipgnosis and 10cc with their beautiful association with Hipgnosis. 10cc and Pink Floyd, 2 big ones, right? But other guys got in the act there too, like XTC with their Go-To cover, that plain black and white cover with just print on it. And here is the 1 CD single that I'm aware of, I'm Not in Love acoustic session. And it's got I'm Not in Love, the rework of Art Mix, and it's got Bluebird on it. So, there. I got this because I had all the music on that album, but, you know, this artwork, this unique artwork on this CD single, I wanted it. And I got it. So, what could possibly be left? Well, Eric Stewart. Now, a friend of mine sent me this. It's the CD. And this CD is Girls and Fruity Rudies put together on one disc. The artwork, he didn't send me that with this artwork. I went online and I pulled this and I just printed these out. And all right, but anyway, that's the track listing. Can you see it? I don't know if you can read it wherever you are. All right, but anyway, those 2 albums, you can find out what's on here because those 2 albums are on this one disc. And I can tell you that there are a couple of, there's 1 or 2 songs that are on here that are on Windows in the Jungle, I think it is. But there's a different name for it, and I can't remember what it is. So anyway, if you listen to this, you'd be surprised to hear that song pop up. Maybe it's a slightly different mix. I never A and B'd them. I never listened to them next to each other and tried to figure that out. But anyway, my OCD had me print up this and put this in here, nice and neat. The guy had it scribbled on a piece of paper. Nice guy. I lost touch with this guy a long time ago. I did pick this up. Eric Stewart, Do Not Bend. And I got it because, here, let's see when I got it. Let's see, what's the, I don't have a date. You dirty dog. There's no date on here. I'm not sure when this came out. Anyway, Strawberry soundtracks. Strawberry, of course it's Strawberry. All right, and this has 14 songs on it, but it also has this particular disc, or package I should say, came with an extra bonus disc, 5 other tracks. And the 5 bonus tracks are I'm Not in Love, Latino, The Stars Didn't Show, Tech Dis a Woman. I guess that's kind of like if you were from Jamaica, Tech Dis a Woman. Then it's got a song, A Code of Silence. Hey, that's on the Mirror Mirror. And this must be a different version. I'm guessing it is. You know what? I never did A-B them. And then it's got a song called Shine on it. All right. But there's the track listing. All right. You see it? Can you see it? Ah, of course you can. All right. And I listened to this a couple of years ago. I remember I was boiling an Easter ham and I put this on, and I have to admit it wasn't really doing it for me. Really, really popish, almost to a fault, and it's where you miss Godley and Cream adding their bizarre sounds and really tweaking it in a way that makes it interesting. Not just a pop song, but something with some balls and some fucking depth and something really cool to it. I like Eric Stewart a lot, man. I think he's great. But I do miss the twists of Godley and Cream. Those guys were brilliant and still were. And then I burned tracks that I found on YouTube and made this. I have to get a copy of this though. Viva la Difference. I gotta get a copy of this. All right, that's everything on CD. It's more than everything because of my illegal downloading. Oh, sue me. I spent a lot of money on those things, so please. Anyway, nice talking to you. If you stayed this long, amazing. You must be on 18 cups of coffee. Have a nice day.